the entertainment industry can be great, and then it could all end. For me, my kitchen exists. I love cooking, and I love cooking for my family. And then my mother built a separate kitchen for Indian Khana. I think I have more buyer's guilt than Daniel does. So I let Daniel buy all the really expensive things. I usually splurge on children's things more than I do on myself. But I just haven't made myself to this, make it to the store to get it. And I keep thinking that my husband should just buy me a bag. You don't have feelings towards a certain human being.
Yeah.
But once you look at your baby, yes, of course, everything changes. The second home that we bought was our good luck charm, because right after we bought it, we found out we were having Nisha. And then 1 week later, we found out that we're having twins. I'm really good at my job.
Sure.
And I deserve X amount of pay, and you have to just put your foot down. I mean, if I have to fight Daniel over an apple pie, he might win.
Hello everyone, welcome to Shosha. I am Titas Chowdhury, and today I have Sunny Leone in conversation with me. Hi Sunny.
Hi, how are you?
All good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Enjoying the Bombay rains?
I love it.
You do?
I know lots of people don't like it, but I do love it.
Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, so we are going to talk about World Villas today. You're the brand ambassador. Can you tell me what really made you come on board?
Well, first of all, I like their product, which is amazing. And the first thought that went in my head was, oh, I get to buy a new home. But once I saw the place and once I saw everything that they represented, it was absolutely amazing. So it becomes very easy to say, yes, I want to be a part of a brand like this.
Yeah. I heard you talking about, buying homes and investment. Was that always at the back of your head that, one day when I earn a lot of money, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to, this is what I want to leave behind for my children, through buying homes.
That thought didn't come into my head until I had kids. But I think, when you're growing up, you think in your head, okay, if I can buy one home that's mine, that would be amazing. But to have multiples, I mean, it's just, cherry on my cake, because we've worked so hard. And I think, when you work in entertainment, the entertainment industry can be great. And then, it could all end, at any
Absolutely.
moment. It's not like being a doctor or a lawyer.
It's very unpredictable.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the name of the game is to just invest in things and invest our money and the money that I make into things that will sustain later.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that investing in property is definitely on the top.
Yeah. Do you remember your first ever home in Bombay? Like the place you moved in after you moved to Bombay?
Yeah,
what was that like?
It was, at first it was great. And then afterwards I was like, all right, we got to get out of here. I think it was after the first monsoons we realized that, okay, we have to move out of this place and find something, that is not going to have some of the issues that I had there. But it was nice. It was something that happened very organically. We rented our first apartment here, and it all happened very naturally. And I think that's the best part.
Absolutely. But, you recently, not recently actually, it's been a few years, you bought your, new place, which is in Andheri. And we have seen some pictures of it, on your social media. It looks beautiful. How involved are you really in making a house, a home, in terms of, what you want in the house? Or how was it like?
So my husband and I are pretty minimalistic as far as what is inside there. We wanted all neutral light colors, whites and grays, because as soon as we walk out of our house, everything goes to, browns and concrete and, a little bit of not so nice. And I just wanted, when we walked in our home, it should feel like, beautiful and bright and airy, and not put so many walls up. I built a really beautiful open kitchen with a breakfast table in my kitchen. So it's not a closed off kitchen, which happens a lot here. When I first moved here, I found out the kitchen is like, the no room. You close the door and like your kitchen doesn't exist.
Yeah.
For me, my kitchen exists. I love cooking, and I love cooking for my family. And I wanted this beautiful, open, white kitchen. And my husband let me build what I wanted, and I love it, and it's beautiful. So there's a lot of things like that. Like we didn't close off walls, and we kept everything really open and airy, and we love our home.
Yeah, so that's great. I mean, you and Daniel being on the same page about what you really wanted inside your house.
Yeah. If he said he wanted to paint it all black, I would be like, no, it's not happening.
What's your memory, Sunny, of your childhood home, let's say?
My childhood home, I remember very fondly. It was amazing. We had a beautiful front yard and a backyard.
This was
in Sarnia, Ontario.
Okay.
And we had a basement that was mine and my brother's. And then my mother built a separate kitchen for Indian Khana.
Okay.
Like especially all the cooking she would do would happen downstairs in her second kitchen, because her dream kitchen, she wanted it to be white and beautiful and clean looking. So she never cooked up there, except for when we maybe had guests and she's making something small.
Okay.
But my mother also loved cooking. So did my father. So he built her, a separate kitchen down there, and I loved it. So our playroom was on one side, food was on the other, and it was really a really great home.
How lovely. Childhood homes are always very special.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely. Since we are talking about investments and homes, and the fact that you said that you had a humble background, you came from there, how has that impacted your relationship with money?
It's a love innate. I think I have more buyer's guilt than Daniel does. So I let Daniel buy all the really expensive things so that I don't feel guilty. He's like, we really need this. I'm like, great. Yeah, we totally need this. So I don't know. It's just hard to get this like mental block to go away. And I don't know. I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that idea that it's in my head that this is how I started in life, and this is where I'm from. This is my background, and I'd work really hard for everything that I have. So that's my relationship with money.
So you're not a spendthrift, like, splurging on expensive stuff. You're not that kind.
Yeah, no, I usually splurge on like children's things more than I do on myself. I like to have my husband buy me them, even though we're the same money in the same bank account. It's just nicer when he gets it for me versus me going out and buying it, because then I'm like, "Arey yaar, chahiye nahi, chalo, let's go."
वो buyer's guilty nahi chahiye.
Yeah.
So you might as well.
So if I want a new, let's say I don't buy any leather bags anymore, so I want a Stella McCartney bag, but I've been asking for this now for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, but I just haven't made myself to this, make it to the store to get it. And I keep thinking that my husband should just buy me a bag.
Yeah. But I'm sure you must be very calculative with it, because you're a successful businesswoman too. And you also had called yourself a realistic investor somewhere. Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah. So over the last, the entire time that I've been in India, the idea of investing and how we're going to invest. And India is absolutely amazing. The amount of money you get on, some of your investments, whether it's, through bank schemes or through the stock market or, investing in property. I mean, it's just exploding here.
Yeah.
And that would be one thing that I would definitely recommend all young people is just take that, go to your bank, the one that you like, find out what those money saving schemes are that give you amazing interest on the money that you're saving with them, or maybe they have other schemes available, and just invest some of that money, because you won't even realize that it's gone, because it's you give it and then it's gone, and then you make more money hopefully. But then one day you look at your portfolio and you're like, oh wow, I made this much money this year on that little bit of money that I don't miss anymore. So some of these amazing schemes are great because you don't have to invest crores and crores into it. There are other ones where you can just really have such a great profit.
Sure. I think it also becomes very important, I think, taking these financial decisions, especially when you know that you're going to have children. Yeah, because you want to give them the best life without spoiling them, of course.
Yeah, that's like very difficult. They'll be spoiled anyways. But I think, you know, maybe not before, but as soon as you have a baby, then that switch goes on. Because before you have one, you think about yourself and you're not really thinking about, you don't have feelings towards a certain human being. But once you look at your baby, yes, of course, everything changes.
Right, right. Very lastly, you know, since I'm getting the cue, so you're saying that before the children arrived, your daughter especially, there was no sit-down conversation between the two of you that, you know, let's sort of chart it out this way, you know?
I think like we were both taught at a very young age to, you know, invest in certain retirement funds in the U.S. Retirement funds or different CD accounts and buying a house. So we bought our first two homes together, and we didn't have children. So that was there. I call the second home that we bought was our good luck charm, because right after we bought it, we found out we were having Nisha, and then 1 week later we found out that we're having twins. So that was definitely my good luck house. I cried when I went down that driveway and I saw this beautiful home on an acre of land overlooking Los Angeles, and it was just so amazing. I really wanted that home to be my forever home.
How lovely. You know, I'm sure that phase was really beautiful when you came to know that you're going to have so many children, you know, all at the same time.
Filling up that house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very lastly, you know, since we're talking about money, Sunny, tell me, it's been quite a few years for you, you know, as an actor, as a businesswoman. Do you see, there's a lot of conversation also about pay parity. Do you see money, the cash flow improving for women actors across the board?
You know what? I don't like go up to somebody and say, hey, well, were you paid for this ad film you did, or this photo shoot, or this appearance, or this film? I don't think people really ask each other so much. Maybe your agent knows all those details, but it's not something that I ask at all, and nor do I care to ask. I think it's odd. But I'm sure there's pay disparities amongst most businesses, you know, so it's not just within entertainment. I'm sure that there's discrepancies everywhere, but it's your job, like, let's say, if we're going to talk about females, it's your job as a woman to know that I'm really good at my job.
Sure.
And I deserve X amount of pay, and, you know, you have to just put your foot down and keep pursuing it. Putting your foot down doesn't mean being a bitch.
Sure.
Putting your foot down means maybe a little bit of honey, a little bit of sugar, working really hard, being persistent, showing, you know, that you are worth X, Y, Z. And maybe it might be more than, you know, your male counterpart.
Absolutely. So here's hoping that you always get what you deserve, the largest share of the pie, without having to fight too much for it.
Yeah. I mean, if I have to fight Daniel over an apple pie, he might win.
Great. Thank you so much, Sunny.
Thank you.
Thank you.